Welcome, YouTube, to the top 16, abiding by the brand new ban list that was just announced. We are using unlimited rooms, so even if a card was unlimited, we can play it in this tournament by liking, commenting, and subscribing and watching as much of the video as you can, even if it's in the background or if you're working out, whatever you're doing. That greatly supports the video, and it's why we keep on posting them. Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Now, what the heck do we have here in the top 16? We have Prank Kids versus Rikka. Now, Rose Whip is quite interesting. They're using this to counter Purrely, because Purrely likes to continually activate their spells. This makes it so they can only activate one spell per turn. That's it. Let's set this up. Loki is the way into the dry ass, which you definitely want to imperm this. And you want to Ash the Sowing. So imperming this stops the effect to search for a Sowing, which you already had, but it also stops the effect of summoning a monster from the extra deck, which would happen right here. Very well done. Hard, once per turn, negated. Now, Dry Ass is not a hard once per turn. It's soft, but it has to be summoned in the extra monster zone, and it has to be summoned through summoning a Loki, which could be quite difficult to do. So we're gonna use Glamour to get it out of here, searching for the Primula, which will trigger off of our monster being tributed. Princess will be a one hard once per turn to special summon itself onto the field, now making Strenna. Strenna's going to recycle a card in the graveyard back to our hand. We are going to imperm negate, as we are trying to recycle a Glamour that already activated, and we could not activate it again. I mean, that imperm did not stop us from cooking. This has to be tributed to activate its real effect, which impermanence does not stop. So that was actually just a joke. Yeah. Opening up with the Fenrir. This is why you want to max C in the standby phase. That's right, standby to play around a Droll and Lockbird. Now, because you added, we're going to Droll you. And now we're going to be using the effect of the Fenrir to banish. But we're going to use the Princess in the graveyard because we control a Rikka to negate your monster effect by tributing our monster. And by tributing the Strenna, we're going to summon a big body from the extra deck. What's that big body? Big body going to be a monster negate. So we're going to try to chain link block the monster negate here. Surely. Not negating the effect of the blue special summoning. Making doodly do here. Fansies is going to send from the deck to the graveyard. When are we negating? When do we negate? Doodly do again to trigger the Prank Kid again. Burn and special summon from the deck. Link this up into a unicorn. Well, I guess we now have to negate, but it didn't activate. Okay, access the codes. Can't negate access code talker. And just like that, we are wiping out the monster negate that was never able to even negate. And we do have lethal damage. Thanks to the Lampsies burning for 500 damage, all we needed was 7,500 for game. Fenrir access code talker is lethal with Lampsies. That is nuts. All right, and let's search for the Loki. Loki going into the dry ass. Con searching and setting up the sheet. Sheet is going to sheet on the opponent by taking control of a monster, and then that monster is no longer activatable. It's different than the Triple D Headhunt because it does not negate in response to the activation of a monster effect. It only prevents the activation. So we could have sheet preemptively on the Fenrir to stop that search, but we did not care to do so. We're going to use the Princess to negate by tributing the Fenrir, and by tributing the Fenrir, leaving an open field after they search for a Fenrir, they could just summon it again. It is not restricted like every other card that says it can only be special summoned once per turn this way. Fenrir on attack. What we could have done at the start of the battle phase, we could have taken control of it with the sheet. We're going to instead negate with the Regulus. So we're putting a lot of emphasis on holding on to the sheet. What are we holding on to the sheet for? We are going to use the Resurgent to spin back the Prank Kid, which was the main way to counter Prank Kids back in the day. You just counter their normal summon. And what did we do? We made ourselves even more reliant on that normal summon because we're playing sprites to special summon alongside that normal summon. And just like that, 9,500 damage on the field. Lethal damage. and let's dissect what we accomplished here. If we look in the graveyard, we have blue, red, and green, but we have none in the hand, but we do have a blue on the field. So what we want to do is we want to use the Bow Wow to add green and red. Then we want to use our Pandemonium, which is only activatable in the main phase. So if you're able to snipe this card in the draw phase with a Cosmic Cyclone or something else like that, that's going to be the way. You could also fake them out by going into the battle phase and maybe doing something there. And that's going to be summoning the large and in charge Battle Butler with a Meow Moo in the graveyard. It's going to be able to wipe the field twice, double Raigeki, which we do in fact have. And this is why the Meow Moo is limited to 1. Let's go. Bow Wow. This would be a good time to use your Call by the Grave if you had one. Come to me. We got blue, green, and red, and having to deal with a Maxi. Setting up at the Disc Coliseum. We're now going to be using the Pandemonium to Fusion Shokan, not only summoning Battle Butler, but it's also going to trigger all of our Prank Kids to summon them onto the field. We're going to gain 1,000, burn for 500. We're going to send a card from the deck to the graveyard. Gee, is she okay? What the heck's going on? Now, come forth and summon. Send for the deck, summon. Summon, 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 gain the life. Now Petal is going to be searching, and we are going to tribute the Dropsies to negate. This was a deck that if you used Polymerization, you would make totally awesome. We're going to be tributing the Petal, special summoning the Rikka, and you are under Max C, and we're waiting. When do we double Raigeki? We really want to pay attention to that. Now, fearing a Snowdrop or anything that could tribute our monster before we activate, we got to start Raigekiing now because of the Con. Maybe we probably, I guess forcing them to use the Con tribute on the Battle Butler could be okay. Otherwise, we could have held on to the Meow Moo. We'll see if it's going to be tributed, definitely. And if it leaves the field by card effect, doesn't it activate? If sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card, you could target a non-fusion in the graveyard, special summon it. And that is going to be activating right now. Come forth. Bow Wow is back. Con searching for a Glamour, which could tribute our field or the opponent's field. But if we already use the opponent's field for a tribute, we can't do it again. Double searching. Primula, because we tributed our own monster, not the opponent's, it will trigger to special summon itself onto the field. Princess, come forth and special summon. Shokan into Strenna. Now Strenna needs to be tributed. Strenna's going to add back a card in the graveyard back to our hand. That's going to be the Glamour that we can't use since we already used it. To battle we go. Goodbye to the Bow Wow. And goodbye to the red. Now what is going to be good here is Princess. Princess returns itself back in the deck by cost, thus you can't finger it with the Call by the Grave. Well, we could preemptively finger it now. That's exactly what we're doing. Princess is gone. You will not dodge the finger. And that was the main way to tribute our Strenna to then summon a monster negate. So that completely screwed us. That one called by the grave stopped a double monster negate. Now we are super screwed. We have no disruption. Thunder Dragon Fusion, a really cool way to summon our Battle Butler again. Get Battle Butler, and now the kid's place that is going to boost up the field on Fusion Summon. Searching for the starter. Starter locks you into level 2. Elf does not lock you into level 2. Reborn from the graveyard. Our Link 2 only if the opponent controls a monster. We have 12,000 damage on the field. Ain't no way. And just like that, lethal damage. Prank Kids are back. Madi, I'm rooting for your deck, my friend. I'm very happy to see it. I love me some Prank Kids. Purrely versus Brandon. Now, I think that Purrely straight up has the advantage. I would go as far to say that it may be, just making random numbers up, I'd say 65-35. That's a 65% chance for Purrely to win in this matchup. All right, well, that whole 65-35 nonsense is out the window if we can't make a turn 1 Nor, which DD Crow completely stopped. Very well done. Plump get plumpin'. Can Plump be a disruptor against Branded? I don't think so. It can disrupt in the mirror match where Plump could suck up the card that the Lily is targeting to try to exceed with. So Vect is going to definitely win this. Should. We did use up our normal summon for the Alubur, searching for the Branded in white. Now, the way Vector plays Branded is he pretends like there's always an Ash Blossom in the opponent's hand. So if he can make a play without Branded Fusion, he doesn't search for Branded Fusion, and that is the correct way to play. We are going to be setting up the Lubellion. What are you doing? What are you doing? We're going to be activating to equip into the back row our Branded Lost. Branded Lost in response to a Fusion Summon. The Fusion Summon's activation cannot be negated, and you cannot respond to the summon of the Fusion. We're going to be using that Branded in white, banishing from the graveyard, come forth into Lubellion. Can't chain anything to this Lubellion summon, and by doing it on Chain Link 1, we also can't respond to the Fusion Summon of the newly Fusion monster. Get ready. Return back into the deck, into the Borreload Furious Dragon. So this is having a window of protection by the Branded Lost. If you are Vect, which you are going to play just like Vect, you're going to put your toggle on. Toggle on, so it's in response to your own summon. If you wait for the open game state to activate your Borreload Furious Dragon, you're not going to have to be protected by the Branded Lost they could chain. And I do believe that's exactly what he's doing, even though through a replay, we can't see if he's using it in response to the summon. I'm just assuming. He did make a mistake here, though. So, Vector, you are still top tier, my friend. We had to, in response to the Furious Dragon, we had to Chain Link 1 Cartesia, then Chain Link 2 the Furious Dragon. Unless we're planning on, no, we had to target. Did we target it? So we Cartesia, did we chain target the Cartesia? We're chain targeting, we're activating onto Lubellion. So we're not gonna be protected by the Lost on summon. Okay, add back. So the Branded Lost misses the timing now. Timing has been missed. All right, Borreload get poppin', but you could argue that it was correct because he's targeting a card that's now going to be used for a Fusion Summon, so he didn't have to pop another card. So we could have maintained the protection of Branded Lost, but we would have lost an additional card as we would not have been able to use it for Fusion material. Alrighty. Ooh. Huh. That's a problem. The My Friend Purrely would have not activated. It would have actually been stopped by Branded Lost had we Chain Link 1 the Cartesia, then Chain Destroy the Purrely, and then My Friend Purrely wouldn't activate. No recycling. Yeah, so I think that we should have did that a bit differently. Interesting. So note that down. Branded Lost counters My Friend Purrely if you could fuse on Chain Link 1 and Chain Link 2, get rid of the Purrely Exceed. Holy fat hand. Sending for the deck to the graveyard with the effect of the Gangrenol. My friend get added. Are we lethal in though? So maybe it doesn't matter. I mean, if we win on this turn, then recycling with my friend did not matter. He's only got 12 cards in the hand here. Shokan into the Mirror Jade. And to battle, he scoops it up. All right. So again, not saying that Vector made a mistake here. He played optimally because he did go for game and win that turn by maintaining as many monsters on the field as possible, targeting the monster that he then fused with to then lethal that turn, calculating that recycling with the My Friend Purrely that there wouldn't even be another turn because we would just have game. Brandon High Spirits, we are going to be attempting to eat the Ash and no Ash in sight. We're going to still hold on to that grass, and now we're whipping out the grass, mill a ton of cards, trigger a bunch of cards, triggering Shadow Mist to search for, I would think, a Plasma, right? Plasma is going to work exactly like Skill Drain. Monsters on the field are negated, but if you chain an effect to make them leave the field, they're not going to be negated. Branded Beast setting up the Regained, and Brigand is going to be searching for a Mercurier. Holy moly. Albion setting up a Branded in red. We're going to digest all of the disruptions and craziness with this field. It's a lot. So the Mirror Jade. is activatable. That's going to banish a monster. The Plasma is negating all monsters, which is about to be negated by the impermanence, it looks like. The Branded Beast could pop any card in the field. The Regain could summon from the graveyard a Baldrake, which could banish a Purrely Exceed if they don't have the Purrely Street. So that's another disruption. We have Branded in red, which could summon a Chimera to pop multiple cards in the field, which will then resummon Mirror Jade to banish another monster in the field. We then have Mercourier, and we have Max C. So we're not going to count Max C as a disruption. We have about 7 disruptions from what I've counted so far with this field and the cards in the grave. Let's go. Imperm is going to negate one of those disruptions. We're now down to 6. Activating Delicious Memory to the Max C, so they draw 1 less card here. Purely randomly top 3 of the deck. That's going to be triggering the Regain to get that Baldrake for that banish play we were talking about. Now, we actually have 5 disruptions. The Beast and the Baldrake. Well, no. You could tribute another monster and still use Beast with Baldrake. Yeah, we have 6 disruptions. Lily, Mercourier, negate. 5 disruptions left. I'm pretty sure he has the correct Despia in the graveyard, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure. I was checking for that. Let me double check that. Does he have... Yeah, he does. Ad libitum is in the graveyard for that disruption. I remember it was milled. Baldrake... Wait, isn't that unaffected? Unaffected by other card effects. Keck, wait, and we lost a disruption for that. All right. Okay. Swinging in with the Fucho into the Zeus. Uh-oh, what's going to happen here? Chain Zeus. So if we summon a Chimera here, it's going to get wiped out before it activates, but Ad libitum will activate on a separate chain. Oh boy. So we're going to be summoning probably something else here instead. All right. Branded in red, going for that 3rd disruption is going to be gone here. We're going to be Fusion Shokaning for Quiritis, which is going to activate when being sent to the grave. Full field's wiped, so all those disruptions are now gone, but now we have 1 disruption. Ad libitum, Reborn the Mirror Jade, and that is our single disruption from 7. Holy moly. Zeus is the great equalizer, taking out so many disruptions so we can play through the field now. All right, how do we play it through just a Mirror Jade? It's really not that difficult, but the problem is we are under Max C. Well-timed Mirror Jade waiting for the activation of the Lily to perform our Exceed, and now we got nothing. Nothing left, but we also have nothing. Nothing for nothing, that's a 2-0 victory. Let's hop in another match. Imperm. When do you imperm if they're not setting up with Dryas? Well, I guess we could imperm the Mudon. Mudon, negate. You're not going to be searching for the Con that you already have in your hand. Oops. So maybe that was not the best impermanence. Setting up the sheet to steal an opponent's monster, well, it actually still worked out quite well. All right, that's a pretty bad turn 1. Max C preemptively in the draw phase, chain the quick launch, so you draw 1 less card off of this special summon. No draw for you. Did you miss Rush Duel content? It's on YouTube, my friend. Now, we got Striker, Dragon Striker, add the boot sector launch. How much do we want to cook under Max C? You're supposed to chill. You're not supposed to keep on cooking. He's still going. Rapid Trigger is going to destroy his field to fusion summon into a Borreload Furious Dragon. Borreload Furious is going to be popping itself plus the Rikka sheet, following up with the Safer. What are you doing? We're going to be banishing for Wyvern Burster. Are you not respecting the Max C? You're in the top 16 of a tournament. Come forth inside. Yeah. All right. Let's go into game number 2. Let's go. Duber at the bottom. We're going to Max C again, and this time we're not chaining our quick launch. We're going to be setting up a Lubellion, searching for our Druistorm, setting quick launch and passing. That is quite interesting. Is Rikka going to OTK? Unexpected die into the Loki, into the Dryas, with no hand traps in sight, nothing. The Bystials aren't going to stop this. Quick launch is not disruption. So let's speed on through this Wham Bam Thinking Man. Twin's going to reborn the Loki. Dryas will be summoning the healer. We're going to link 3 into the Melius, which will reborn the Loki from the grave. And with that, we're now going to make a Thrasher. Thrasher is going to target the Melius. Melius is going to target the Thrasher. Now I believe it has a triple attack, 3,200 attack. Attack number 1. Attack number 2. Lethal damage. Did Thrasher not have another attack? How did that work? Let me read the Melius. Target a Sunvine. It can attack a number of times up to the number of Sunavalin you currently control. Okay. And Thrasher does not, it's not the link rating, it's the Sunavalins you control, and we controlled just 2. Right? What did we control? We had Dryas and we had Melius, because Thrasher itself is not a Sunavalin. All right, 2-0. Brand new duel. And Rikka again. Where are these Rikka players coming from? What's going on? Now we're playing against Mikanko, though. Mikanko summoning 5 times into Nibiru, probably not going to happen. Rikka Princess going to tribute the teardrop, negating the Ohime from searching. No search for you. Now, we screwed that up because Ohime would have not been negated if we would have Kaiju'd the teardrop or used Lava Golem, because Princess cannot activate unless you control a Rikka. Unfortunate. Yeah, we had lethal, actually. That was definite lethal damage. We're going to water, spin the token off the field. Hugh Lee searching for the rivalry, which could be used on an opponent's monster to negate. Let's go, let's go. Now, we have Loki going to be stolen with the Rondo. Take control of the Loki. There goes our normal summon. Glamour searching for a Princess, which will be a special summon. And the Princess will now be going into the Dryas. Dryas does not activate to search if not used or with Loki. So another play would be as you attack with Dryas into a monster that's bigger than 0 to trigger its effect to then summon a Sunvine from the extra deck, but they're both 0. Tributing for the Kaiju this time. We're going to be using water to spin back the Hugh Lee as the Ha-Ray searches for another equip card. Mikanko Fire. Dance is going to be special summoning Hugh Lee back in the field. We have not normal summoned yet. We're going to be discarding Nini. Can't even trigger it against zeros, that is right. Ohime come forth in special summon. It just like that, triple 3,300 battle damage reflected as we hop into game 2. Let's hop into game 2. Imperm versus the Dryas. This is ideal. He thinks he's safe with the Called By to stop a hand trap, but not the Impermanence. Imperm plays around Called By. Imperm plays around Triple Tactics Talent. Imperm is a great card to play against a Rise Heart to turn off its ability to banish your cards in both ways. It's quick effect and passively banishing everything. We're going to max C preemptively. Now, what's interesting in something that the TCG did not have to deal with, Max C has to be sent to the graveyard to activate. And if everyone's going to be summoning a Rise Heart on the first turn, once a Rise Heart hits the field, Max C is illegal to activate. So is that going to drop the usage of Max C down and the usage rates? Probably not. I mean, come on, that'd be wild. Let's go. Alrighty, Pedal is here. Imperm, negate the Pedal from searching for a Mudan. It ain't happening. Now from there, is this Dance Peon? Is that what we do? We dancing. This is top 3 cards of the deck. Every plant we reveal, we could summon. Nothing. Absolutely freaking nothing. What the heck was that? Dance Peon 1,200 to the face after milling garbage. We do have Impermanent Called By to hopefully help us out here. We're going to be using the Great Mikanko Ceremony, summoning our Ha-Ray, and then we're going to use the ceremony to send a Hugh Lee from the deck to the graveyard to reborn it with the Fire Dance. Call by the Grave to banish and negate the Hugh Lee. Now, Hugh Lee, as soon as it hits the field, our entire field would have been untargetable from the Impermanence. So very good that our Imperm is still live here. We're going to be milling a Kaiju searching for the Mikanko Dance. Now, Mikanko Dance equipping onto the Ha-Ray, activating to search our deck for another equip card, just to get negated. Now, the effect of Ha-Ray is being indestroyable by battle. The Mikanko Dance is making it protected from battle, not battle, but a card effect destruction. Taking control of Dance Beyond to then MP2 link up into a win. Win reborn, a win from the opponent's graveyard. And okay, where are we going with that? That was it? Sure. Now Petal is going to reborn during the end phase and then search for a Rikka during the next turn. Petal gets searching. We got Snowdrop. Snowdrop's going to be tributing the Petal, special summon itself, plus another monster. Mudon grabbing the Con-Con. Con-Con could search for a Glamour. There's the Glamour. We can use the Glamour to tribute the opponent's monster or use our own, because Primula will not trigger if you tribute the opponent's monster. Primula, get triggering, come forth and summon, special summon Princess for free, and then we got Strenna. Strenna could recycle a card in the graveyard. That's going to be our Mudon, which did not use its effect yet to tribute, so now we could tribute our Strenna to trigger its effect to summon another body from the deck. That's going to be our Monster Negate. Now Snowdrop's going to change both of our levels into level 8. Now we got Tear Drop. We're going to use the Tear Drop to detach material, tribute the win, and then get boosted every time a card is tributed. Wipe out the Dance Peon, 3k to the face, and we have Monster Negate on top of Quick Effect Tribute. How do we play around it? The Mikanko Dance is ready to reborn the Ha-Ray from the grave. We'll be searching for the Ohime. Ohime will be searching our deck, but probably get negated. That's the negate. If we don't have a Huli in the graveyard, we are in trouble from the Teardrop. Teardrop is a target effect. The Ha-Ray will still trigger searching for an equip card, which could be a Fire Dance. Wait, he didn't activate. Huh? Why he no activate? He didn't want it. He tried to play around Princess, but then Teardrop tributes it anyway. All right. Yeah, he is super screwed. Double Monster Negate and targeting tribute. Let's hop into game 3. All right, hop into game 3. In case it was not caught on the recording, the reason why Ha-Ray did not activate was to play around the hidden Princess in the graveyard, which would use the field spell Con-Con to tribute and negate. Did we summon the token in the wrong spot? Could this tribute a token? You could tribute a monster. This points to. It was actually a misplay to put the token in the left, in the middle, or on the right. It had to be behind the extra monster zone. Ain't no way. How often is misplaying the token a misplay? Mudon tributing the Petal, which searched for the Mudon. We're now going to be grabbing a Con-Con. I cannot believe we just played through Nibiru here because of the token positioning. Now we got Rikka Sheet to steal a monster. We could tribute a monster to steal a monster. We also have Princess to tribute your monster to negate a monster. And we can only tribute the opponent's monster once. Let's go. All right, we now cannot Princess because of Lava Golem. Can we use Sheet? We can still use Sheet. We do not need to control a Rikka to use it. Alrighty, let's get to it. Let's see how far we could go here. Ceremony's going to be summoning the Ohime. Ohime is targetable. Against a Sheet, you may want to be trying your best to get Huli out before you're targetable. This is the last moment we could Sheet on the Ohime. So do we take control of it? I think we do, right? I mean, well, Ghost Spell is actually going to be the negate. Ghost Spell negate the Mikanko Dance, so we don't have to even worry about it. Negate! Very well done here. And the Hidden Armory is activatable more than once per turn. So what we could do here is grab a double-edged sword, equip it onto the Golem, and that's 10,000 damage, but there is a Rikka Sheet. So what do? Grabbing Fire Dance instead, the better idea. This is now the last time to Sheet on the Ohime. Are you going to take that Sheet? No, you're not. Did not Sheet. So we are going to now use the Mikanko Dance to equip it onto a card on the field. That's going to be on the Ohime. We have 6,000 reflected damage. Now we could use the Sheet to tribute something that's not targetable to take control of the Nibiru. Wait. You can't tribute Huli, then take control of Ohime, right? Right? Ain't no way. Wow. That's crazy. Untargetable, tribute as cost, to then target your monster because I tributed what makes you untargetable as a cost. That was beautiful. Very well done. Judge! Okay, Ohime, come to me, but it's not needed. And we do have Rivalry, which could quickly negate a monster on the field or take control of it. Let's go, let's go. We are going to take control of Lava Golem instead of suiciding into the Nibiru, but now we don't have to worry about getting our monster negated. Should we have just allowed the Lava Golem to suicide in? Didn't really matter because we are having a way to get rid of the Ohime anyway. And then the Rivalry would not even be activatable since we don't control a Mikanko monster. The Mikanko spell does not make the Rivalry activatable. And if you do not control a Mikanko monster, you do not take control of the monster anymore as it goes back to the other player. Now, making Strenna. Strenna wants to be tributed as she recycles a card in the graveyard. Come back to me. The sheet. Now, the Ghost Mourner is quite interesting. It could, in response to an opponent's special summoning, negate a monster on the field. The monster that is summoned, that is. Big enough to take out the Strenna. Interesting that we did not... I guess it makes sense still. Wait, does that make sense? Shouldn't we have sheeted Tribute Strenna, take control of Nibiru, then use the effect to summon a Teardrop so then we could still use something like Princess? Because now Princess is not activatable. Interesting duel here. Discarding our Impermanence, which was dead since we got too many cards in the field. We are going to be using the sheet in response to the Mikanko Water. Water on Nibiru, take control of Nibiru, but Nibiru still spins back to the hand. And we still get the full effect. So the sheet is nothing. You sheeted on nothing. Empty sheet. Yep. Okay. You sheeted on yourself. Grabbing a water from the deck to our hand with the effect of the Fire Mikanko. We now got a Masquerena. Fire Dance to Reborn our Hugh Lee. Now our Mikanko card's completely untargetable. Choosing to Reborn a negated ghost spell into the field to swing our monsters into. And now we're going to make a Fortune Tune to then go into Downward Magician. To then go into a Zeus. We battled into Strenna, which is an Exceed. Thus, we met the requirement to make a Zeus. A 4 material Zeus. Interesting. Holy moly. Turn 5. Bell in attack position. Killing itself into the Masquerena. And then the whole field gets wiped up by... Not the Nibiru because... Oh. You can't chain the Zeus again because you have no materials. Because you're gone. Holy moly. 4 material cannot double wipe. Wow. Negate. Con searching for a Glamour. Glamour could tribute the Primula if we want to, or just search for a Princess. Princess is going to be a free special summon, hard once per turn. And then we're making Strenna again. Strenna is going to be recycling a card in the graveyard, come back to us, Mudan. We already used the effect of the Con, so we have to tribute the Strenna. Strenna's going to activate to summon a monster negate, but if I am correct on how it works, it only negates during the opponent's turn, thus it can't negate Nibiru. And we're not even summoning the negator, we're summoning Teardrop, which is quick effect tribute a monster the opponent controls. I don't know how many times we summoned here, but it is enough for Nibiru. Do we also play Nibiru? Yes, we do. We cannot call Nibiru unless we play Nibiru. Negate. Nibiru. Ain't no way. Masquerena's got nothing to link with here. Tribute the Masquerena, get boosted up after tributing it. 3,800 damage, and we just pass, okay? Getting Lava Golem, turning off the effect of the Princess being able to negate here. We still have the Moonlight Chill, which can't negate anything because we now have a fully untargetable field with the Hugh Lee equipped with an equip card here. Come forth, Ohime. If there's a face-up Mikanko equip, that is when you are untargetable. We're going to be recycling, returning back the field spell with the effect of the Mikanko Dance. And then, ain't no way, after reflecting 6,000 damage, we're going to use the effect of the Ohime to take control of the Lava Golem with the Rondo, only while we control a Mikanko monster, to then deal lethal damage for 3,000 with the Lava Golem. Damn. Holy moly, that duel was disgusting. Let me double check what makes you... While you control an equip card, you are untargetable. It doesn't have to even be a Mikanko equip card. So that is what's nuts. Very well done from both players. An absolutely absurd duel there. Holy moly. Let's go. Safer. We have DD Crow. DD Crow because of Purrely. This is where we have to choose to DD Crow. DD Crow Lubellion before it summons on the field, it does not activate. So as soon as we enter the open game state, as you pass back priority on the resolution of the Chaos Ruler, it's coming and you can't stop it. Now. Okay, you have another opportunity. Now. Or now. Now. Wow, you got lucky. You let him enter an open game state and he used Lubellion instead of Chaos Space, and then you're like, oh wait, I actually want to DD Crow that. Get it. Very well done. Lubellion banishing Triple Dark to randomly spin the Astrograph back into the deck you go. And now we got Alternative Art Masquerena. Oh my. Now we don't have to use the Heretic Seal for the Masquerena. We could use its effect to spin a card back to the hand, and then the newly summoned monster from the deck, which could be a Bestial, which could be used with the Branded Beast, which also could be used with the IP Masquerena. We're going to max C before the Pendulum summon. Now, Luster Pendulum is at 3 for this tournament. Is TTK playing it at 3? Probably not. Using the effect of Purple Poison after being destroyed to destroy the Masquerena here. Did we not have Chain Masquerena, Chain Druid Swarm, Banish DD Crow, and then we would not have to use the Heretic Seal, right? I think that would have been the correct play to do. Harmonizing Magician, summoning a level 6 from the deck. We could now make a Baron de Fleur with this. Fear of the Baron de Fleur is forcing us to break this field. Not only popping the Harmonizing, but triggering the Druid Storm being sent to the graveyard to send the Oath Dragon to the grave. And we are also going to spin back the Black Fang with the effect of the Heretic Seal as we then just normal summon it. Wipe out the field tier, Purple Poison destroying itself to then destroy the Branded Beast. Not a hard once per turn destruction effect as we destroyed more than one card here. Into a Baguska. All non-link monsters are stuck in defense and they are negated. It's not like a card like Skill Drain or Plasma. If you activate then leave the field but you are in defense, you are still negated, but we all know that Dragon Link has a ton of Link monsters to play right through it as we now hop into game 2. Let's go. We got the Oath. Oh my Jesus, ain't no way. Wow, that's a problem here, isn't it? We have just the Time Pendulum Graph, which could pop a card in the field, and we have Max C. There's a Call by the Grave for the Max C also, so damn, this is not good. Chaos Space discarding that effect. Veiler searching for the Collapsed Serpent here. When's going to be the most ideal time to use that Pendulum Graph? Max C, of course, going to get fingered. Played around a Gamma, negating it, and it still did not matter. Cockroach getting fingered here. Now, let's speed this up and see when is the most opportune time to get Pendulum Graphing. We are going to be searching, summoning. When do we even threaten the Pendulum Graph? We could really just wait on this. It does get a bit dicey here. If the Chaos Ruler mills a Lubellion, we are actually going to pop the Ravine, stopping him from searching for a Rocket Tracer. Now, what counters that play is already having a Rocket Tracer in the hand or a Quick Launch. And that is the unfortunate circumstance here. While you bricked, they got plenty of extensions. Chaos Space, return back on the deck. We're going to be revealed. Yeah. As soon as we revealed the card that we stopped you from searching, I'm out. TTK, you're top tier. It happens. You know it, I know it. Let's hop into another one. All right. We have Blaster, Dragon Ruler at 2. Unicorn searching for the Birth. Did not negate with the Ash here. We are going to negate the Lightning Ruler, though. By discarding the Dragon, we could summon a Tempest from the deck. Now, we do not have access to that. That was a great use of Ash Blossom. Back in my day, I wish I had Ash Blossom for that. It was Dragon Ruler, Max C, and you couldn't stop Max C with Called By. You couldn't stop Max C with Ash Blossom. I think those cards were created because of Max C. And even then, if the opponent would Max C you, you'd be like, okay, you summon a Colossal Fighter, you swing in infinitely into their monster until they deck out for game. That was the main way to play through the Max C. Now we got a Link Spider and end of the turn. That was an interesting turn here. If we activate a spell, we can banish 3 cards from the opponent's graveyard face down, so it doesn't even trigger cards like Thunder Dragon Dark. Are we going to remember that? Now, Gold Sark right here is a safe activation. Well, it's actually not. On the resolution of the Gold Sark, we then banish the Dark face down. Battery Man Solar, sending from the deck to the graveyard. Just don't activate a spell, and your cards will not be banished face down. Masquerena is going to be linking it up with the Olion into an Apollo USA. Untargetable Apollo USA with a triple monster negate. This is where the Birth is going to get banishing. Triple banish face down. Ooh, this is really weird. The Roar, well, no. The other effect of the Roar would be to add a card back in the graveyard back to the hand, but this is going to banish it face down, so it's not really conflicting with it too much. We are summoning a monster from the deck, but first we're going to banish the Dark face down. We're probably summoning another Dark from the deck anyway. Dark is not restricted, so we're going to have a Dark in the hand, Dark in the graveyard that's getting banished face down, then a Dark on the field. But we may summon a level 6 instead to make a Chaos Ruler. Chaos Angel, that is. Chain banishing Dark before it gets banished by the Birth face down, thus it would not trigger, but we're going to negate the banish. Let's go. Okay. Dark search Dark before the Dark gets banished face down. That does not really, Wait, didn't Apollo negate? Activate? When did we Apollo? What did we, wait, we Apollo negated the Roar. Okay, correction. Huh? Serenir target Dark, and then you stopped your Dark from activating by banishing, by searching with the other Dark? Was that on purpose? Was that a mistake? Okay, Chaos Ruler. Unaffected from monster effects, and none of your monsters can be destroyed by battle. Serenir being sent to the graveyard is going to be sending a Bestial from the deck to the grave. We're unaffected. We are unaffected. Trying to negate, we still get reduced, and we still lose a card. It still gets banished. Now, we're going to Thunder Dragon Fuse, returning the Roar and the Dark back into the deck to make our Titan. Titan is here. Now, the Dark already activated its hard once per turn effect this turn, but when it activates during the next turn, we have to be the direct chain link to the Dark to pop a card in the field. So be ready for that. Blaster's gonna be banishing 2 fires and or dragons to summon itself from the graveyard. Corridor returning a banished card back into the deck. Your Thunder is triggering the Thunder Dragon Titan. And this is not a hard once per turn, so it's a free pop. Ain't no way. Pop the Blaster. What was Thunder Dragon Mirrors like back in the day? Come forth, Pile Dragon, which we're going to use our Thunder Dragon Titan again, chaining to the Dark to pop your Pile Armed, and that is a scoop. Holy moly. What was our out to the unaffected from monster effects Chaos Angel alone? Can't be destroyed by battle, unaffected from monster effects, and on top of that, the Titan popping off of your own Thunder effect. That was crazy. Kurikara. Will we even see it in play? We're going to be summoning our Pile Arms, sending a monster from the deck to the graveyard, boosting up our attack. The opponent cannot add cards from the deck to the hand except by drawing. Omni negates, and we can link up during the opponent's turn. We got 4 disruptions, with one of them being a Floodgates. Lubellion cannot search. We're going to Solar send from the deck to the graveyard our Thunder Dragon Hawk. We're going to attempt to draw 2, then banish a card. That is going to be our 1 of 4 disruptions being used. We have 2 active disruptions left. 2 one-time disruptions, that is. Adding back the Hawk Reborn, a level 6. I think we had to maybe negate that because this is unaffected from monster effects, Chaos Angel. What's the out to Chaos Angel? And if we did stop it, it's only because we see the hand. If we stopped it, he could have then summoned a Bestial. We don't know if he has a Bestial in the hand, and if he had a Bestial in the hand, then negating the Hawk would have looked really bad. Maybe he's thinking that he's just going to summon a Thunder Dragon? No. Oh, I think, unironically, negating and destroying the Solar, like that was the play. That was a mandatory activation. So Kid Art is probably panicking. He's like, oh my gosh, this stupid card's going to do its mandatory activation. If he negates, I'm screwed. He's not screwed. Then now you're screwed. Unaffected. Banish anything on the field and you can't stop it. Now, we could make a Goddess. And Baron, it's unaffected. So, do we Goddess? Oh my Goddess? That don't work. Goodbye to the Colossus. Oh boy, we're not Goddessing. Oh my Goddessing. Oh my Jesus. Goodbye, we could just wait on it. We'll wait on it. The Magna Hut being tributed for the Lubellion. Baron to floor negate the Solar was the play. And to battle we go. Oh my Jesus. No Masquerena effect before the battle phase, and now it's gone. Main phase 2, it up. I can't believe we broke this field. That is absolute insanity. It's all gone. And now we have an active branded beast with the Bestial that can be summoned whenever, which could then send another monster they control to the graveyard that's special summoned. And then the unaffected from all monster effects Chaos Angel that cannot be destroyed by battle. Holy moly. Chaos Angel to break an unbreakable fields. That was nuts. Thank you to both of you. Let's hop on another one. And we are maxing. Okay, good job. You got me on the Fenrir. Did not draw on Lockbird because it, would lock them out also from adding. And then we're just gonna wait with that DD Crow with the Lily. Lily target a quick play in the graveyard to exceed with and just crow it out of the way. Delicious Memory just to get it in the graveyard. Did not even discard to summon under that Maxi. We don't want to further give them more cards. And this is where the hard once per turn Lily gets disrupted by the DD Crow. Goodbye, Delicious Memory. Ending the turn on nothing. Oh my Jesus. We, if we wanted to, we could have discarded with Happy Memory to then summon a Purrely to then randomly complete YOLO, add a quick play off the top of the deck. And then we would then be able to use Leap onto it for just a single spin disruption, unless we randomly added Delicious. So this should really show you that DD Crow was massive. And, the Maxi did help. Dead Leap. You don't have to worry about the Fenrir. By activating the Purrely, the Fenrir can banish it. Do we want to banish it, or do we want to save it for a card like Lily instead? We're going to banish it. Now, that is a soft once per turn. We can keep on summoning more. We are going to be adding the street. Are we drolling? Yes, we are. Droll, lock them up. Lily is going to be equipping from the graveyard. Now, Happiness is no good under Droll and Lockbird. It does not reduce unless it could search, and we cannot search. So, do we just make a Zeus, maybe? Zeus knowing that they have a Fenrir for next turn. Fenrir is so nasty. I cannot believe it. I can't believe how disruptive Fenrir is and how techable it is. It's in every freaking deck. Wipe the fields, and then that single Fenrir is going to force him to wipe the field again. And then we can make plays in main phase 2 if we want. Do we imperm? Actually imperming instead of using the Fenrir. Do we now discard the Fenrir? Plan B. Changing everything because of that top decked impermanence. Let's set up with my friend Purrely. No hand traps. And we're going for triple Purrely here. Interesting, as we're going to be equipping with our Happiness into Happiness. This is great. We're going to have multiple attacks, multiple searches. We're going to have a giant Nor within main phase 2. This works out perfectly. Reveal to become plump. Nice and plump we are. We're going to equip 2 cards from either player's graveyard, equipping the opponent's Sleepy Memory for additional draws during the next turn. Activate. Searching for the Happy Memory. We could attack up to 4 times, searching up to 4 times. So that is search number 1 with 3 more searches. Continually reducing. Search number 2. Change the score. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And then we're going to be searching again. Equip it. Make sure that... Here's the thing. Zeus can chain link block the equip. And maybe he's waiting for the plump. Chain link block the plump from equipping. So this will be the 3rd and final attach. And then if he activates again, you're going to have to chain the Zeus. You got to block it. We never even got to block it. Did we not have another attack? We had just double happiness, so we only had 3 searches. Where was the other happy? Is it banished? Where is the 3rd happy? It's under the plump. Wait, that's your happy or the opponent's happy that you equipped? It is the opponent's happy. So the 3rd happy is in your deck still. That's what I'm thinking. Huh? Okay. Maybe you knew that he was trying to save Zeus for your 4th search, so you changed it up? But when he searched for something that was not happy, there was no reason to not chain Zeus to the pretty activating. You chain link block the pretty, it doesn't equip, then it doesn't suck up Zeus, and then he's done attacking. Yeah, that was messed up. We could have blocked it. Plump drawing into the Drone Lockbird. We got Purrely. Zeus is negated by... Okay, understand this. Zeus could still activate, and you have to be the direct chain link to a quick play spell to equip it. So when they activate pretty, you chain your negated Zeus, and then it blocks them. They don't equip the pretty. They don't suck up the Zeus. They have less materials under the Nor, and you still got a Zeus in the field. Understood? Let's go. And yeah, we did rip into a Droll. What the hell is that? No way. Now the street is quite interesting here because it is going to make our special summon monsters untargetable. We're going to spin the normal summon Purrely though. And this is wild. Even if we were to summon a Lily, it could equip the card that we're targeting with the Lily, which would then stop us from exceeding. That Droll also really screwed us up. Damn. So what's going to be a good lethal play here potentially will be making the X Purrely Happiness, a card that a lot of people are not playing for a direct attack, 1500 damage, and it's going to be the largest Purrely you could summon. Are we summoning it? No, double Nor. Double Nor, 6100 damage, double unaffected by the way, and we have how many spins? We're going to, oh boy, now we're gonna get spinning. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spins. That's enough to scoop. My friend Purrely, add and come to me. We got the Max C. You standby phased Max C game 1 when he had Fenrir. And now you're mysteriously, you just know that he doesn't have a Fenrir in the hand. And now you're waiting. How? How can the same player game 1 and 2 change how they use Max C? Okay. Now, we Max C. Maybe he was AFK during the standby phase. Lily equipping the Delicious, so we changed our mind. We're not discarding a summon because of that Max C. And now we are going to be equipping the Sleepy Gamma in Purrely. You don't really see that. That's quite interesting. And we do have a Purrely Leap, which will leap us into an affected Nor. Unless we have something to equip. What were we negating here? Okay, this is still going to be negated. You were negating draw 1. I don't want you to draw 1. I don't think we knew or understood that the X Purrely Nor is going to be affected by impermanence. It's only 4 material. So had we waited with impermanence, we would have been good. Imperm the Nor. It's only 4 material. Yep. and then it tries to draw, then we imperm. Purrely Street is going to be spun right here, right now. This is why I like triple street, at least for the mirror match. Memory, getting rid of that driver, come to me, Lily. Imperm on the Lily, which the street would have not only stopped the Nor, but also the impermanence. That's how great it is. Also, Volcanic Shell. Is this Duel Links? What the heck is this? My friend Purrely minus 500 on the activation of the effect, not the card. Spin it back, stop it. And just like that, it's over. Wait, was that a 2-0? Did I incorrectly swap the scores? Oh my God, I swapped them. So I am wrong. It was two different players using Maxi differently. My fault on that completely. Let's hop into game number 3. Am I going to be convinced to play Volcanic Shell after this duel? There's no way. How would I want to play this over the Dark Worlds? Please convince me. We Maxiing before the Fenrir again, which Lemon did do game 1. All right. We got the Purrely, hold imperm for the Lily, unless we get outplayed by the street. That would be the problem there. Ending the turn due to that Maxi. We have a Maxi ourselves, also Drone Lockbird if the Maxi gets negated. And we do have to be careful about the Drone Lockbird, because Droll, well, there we go, negate the Maxi, follow up with the Drone Lockbird, it works out perfectly. And we did not imperm the Fenrir. Interesting. Holding on to impermanence, and then we're gonna get drolled. So do we droll and Fenrir? Neither. Neither. Holding the droll. Okay. Saving Fenrir for the Lily, and not even drolling. That's wild. Adding a Volcanic Shell. Now, you can't further add. Now we're going to be special summoning Lily again, which it has not activated its other effect to exceed with the graveyard. Come to me, plump. We are nice and plump, but it is not enough. We need another quick play spell. Unless we have a pretty. Unless we're making a Zeus. What the heck was that? Okay. Couldn't we have Lily summoned? Oh, well, we're under draw, so we can't do anything. Okay, yeah. All right. Zeus! 6 material Zeus. Get ready for the field wipes. Now, saving Zeus for the main phase is going to be ideal for our triple tactics talent to take control of it. Dealing with the other 4 materials here. Zeus, wipe it, TTT, come to me. Now, triple tactics talent and impermanence are the 2 top most used cards that are going to be great against a Rise Heart. A Rise Heart has a mandatory effect. If you play any card, it gets banished, then it activates to equip a card, and then you could TTT steal it. We have my friend Purrely. So early investments for the cash tier meta, imperm, TTT, and you are in a pretty good spot. The books are not ultra rare, so you don't have to worry about crafting them as soon as you need them. Purrely is going to be activating to reveal the nothing. That was a trick. Revealed nothing, a fake out, a fake activation. Now we're going into the plump. Nice and plump. We're going to want a Zeus over the Zeus instead of giving it back. Probably, maybe. Now we got our 4 material. This is not good enough. This is not a Nor. What are we doing here? We're making a fat Zeus? Probably. Yup. This is going to be a 6 material Zeus answering the 6 material Zeus. And we can link it up with Azalea, so we didn't have to Zeus over Zeus. Very well done. How do we defeat 6 material Zeus? Volcanic Shell is here to figure that out. We got my friend Purrely on the activation of the effect, not the card. Then you wipe it. Wipe it out, no search for you. Then Purrely could just be wiped on summon if we want. Or we could wait for it to activate to exceed. Did not wipe it right away. And it's not destroy its send, so we don't have to worry about the happiness. Excuse me? You know, I guess here's the thing. Here's what's interesting. If you activate an effect to equip as an exceed material, and then you deal with the monster, the card doesn't go to the graveyard. But If I activate a card to equip your card and then my card leaves, before equipping, it goes to the grave. So equipping as a material and equipping into the back row do work differently where the card does not go to the grave. Now we have a negate, but we still got double Zeus. And it's not TCG, so we can't go into our own Zeus. Lots of Rikka in today's tournament. Is it because of the TCG YCS you were all inspired to whip out Rikka? It can't be a coincidence. Nothing changed in Master Duel for you to play Rikka. Even with the new ban list, it had no influence on the current meta. We are imperm negating the Rising Carp. Very well done here. So it does not summon 2 bodies from the deck. Otherwise, Ash and the Rising Carp is ideal. No way to stop that Max C. So do we set up with a basic play? Just set up with a Ricochet potentially. Tributing the Rising Carp, grabbing ourselves a Primula and a Princess. Princess negate is going to work out great. Petal sending a Snowdrop from the deck to the graveyard. Send from the deck instead of add. Interesting. Smack him for 0. Are we under Droll or something? Why did we send from the deck to the graveyard? Am I missing something? No, we're just under Max C. Okay. Ogre Dance, get Search, and Princess is going to tribute the Petal to negate the Search. And that is going to allow us to triple Tactics Talent. We could draw 2, Primula triggering to come forth and summon. We still have to worry about the Con and Ricochet. Ricochet could steal a monster, stopping it from activating. We're going to activate it right here, right now, tributing to take control of that Fenrir. It's now mine. Petal activating to Reborn during the end phase. Gold Pride Punk when I leak it. Fingering the Petal, be gone, as it then every turn could search for a Rikka. And unfortunately, the sheet is just for 1 turn, returning back that Fenrir. Rikka Glamour, using the Fenrir for the tribute to search for a Petal. You search for a Primula here, it does not activate. You have to tribute your own monster. Knowing that a normal monster is a full freaking combo for some reason, we scoop it up. Then rear setting this up. We have a level 10 Synchro here if we want to. What is our best turn 1 play through pretty much an ideal turn 1? Interesting end field. I did not expect this. Unaffected, pop a card, and we have our searched for Ghost Ogre, which will pop a card if an effect monster activates, or if a card that's already face up on the field, spell or trap activates. Let's go. The Ghost Ogre could work against a card like My Friend Purrely, but My Friend Purrely could be chained with a Happiness to protect it from destruction, so that's why I don't really like it as much. Also, chaining it to the Purrely's Exceeding, again, gets countered by the Happiness. I think some people initially were trying to use that. We got Blossom and Snowdrop. Lonefire Blossom tributing itself to get negated by the Ash with a cross-out designate to negate the negate. No, we are not negating with that. We are negating with the Princess. Princess tribute a plant to negate the Ash. Okay. We got Loki. Now, what do we do about the Loki? Do we pop the Dryas with the Ogre? We did not. We're going to draw and Lockbird instead. This will summon the Twin. Twin will Reborn. Dryas will summon a healer. Okay, Snowdrop did not change the level of monsters yet. It could target a plant, change the level of everything to that plant's level. Healer get healing. Now making Jasmine. Jasmine tributing the Loki to special summon from the deck. Our Princess turning everything into a level 4 to now make a Strenna. It actually could be a good idea to Ghost Ogre the Strenna. This wants to be tributed in order to perform a big Exceed. Ogre? Yes, very well done. There's no way we're cross-out designating an Ogre. We do not play that. So we could have designated the Ash and then used Princess to protect the Strenna. Are we regretting that? Goodbye to Strenna, no effect, no negates. We have not used up our normal summon somehow, and Lone Fire is not a hard once per turn. And the Snowdrop is still level 4, so Strenna is back in business. But how do we deal with the Psychic and Punisher? One of the most basic ways to deal with it is if they boost up their Psychic End Punisher, which he chose to not do, you swing into the End Punisher to reduce your life points to be lower than the opponent, then it becomes affected. And it's only unaffected from activated effects, which means if we had a Con, we could tribute it through any of our effects that activate by tributing. So it's actually not that big of a deal, except right now it kind of is. We're gonna use Crossout Designate on Impermanence, Chain Droplet to send it to the graveyard to preemptively negate the Jasmine from searching for a plant when we gain life. Did we calculate lethal through this or something? Why did we do that? What is happening? Why did we Droplet and Crossout Designate? Did your cat jump on your keyboard? What? 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 What was that? Strenna, recycling a card in the graveyard back to our hand. Mudon tributing the Strenna, which will then summon probably a Teardrop, maybe, potentially. That was weird, right? It had to be an accident. How do you accidentally activate 2 cards? Huh. Con deals with the End Punisher. All right. We are going to be equipping the Sunbind Sowing so we could spell negate in addition to choosing between spell or monster negate. Setting up the Glamour. Use the Glamour, tribute the Psychic End Punisher. And unaffected is now gone. Now, if the End Punisher said unaffected by card effects, it can't be tributed. But it's unaffected from activated effects, not effects as a whole. So it does get affected, and just like that, Waylay Davy with the knockout. Thank you very much for watching the top 16. Make sure to check out the top 8 right after by liking, commenting, subscribing, and watching as much of the video as you can. That's why we keep on uploading these. I'll see you in the next video. Hajime!